headline of the year. David Brown, let's go to you first for this one.
Yeah, I'm going to flip this category a little bit. I think the biggest headline of the year is the non-headline of the year, which is the complete omission the past year of anything sustainability or ESG related. Right.
Yeah.
You know, as inflation has taken over and
It's true.
People have, thought about the increase in goods and their, move to value. Like they've completely abandoned the concept of sustainability or even caring about it anymore. Now, it's a bit of a blanket statement, which is, probably wrong, but I just haven't seen much of it in the past year, like it was in the last few when things were rolling.
That's so true, David. And I think that it gives you a good indication of, as much as we hear about Gen Z caring about, wanting to have a more sustainable product, price does play a factor, especially when we're dealing with inflation. So that makes complete sense. I love it. I love that. Flip it on its head. David Ritter, what do you say?
Why do I always have to follow him?
I know, right? It's so tough.
The best ones. So mine is Walgreens Boots Alliance cut to junk status by Moody's.
Oh,
tell us more.
Well, I think we've seen Walgreens really struggle. CEO stepped down in November.
Yeah.
Kind of completely backtracked on some of their strategic kind of pillars in terms of closing Village MDs. I think they closed 60 primary care sites. It's just sad to see one of the most respected retailers globally, frankly, really struggle.
Yeah, that's a good point too, Ann, because like I actually love my Walgreens experience now. Like their mobile interface is so slick, it's so easy to use. And yeah, to David's point, like Roz Brewer was there like a year maybe at best. I don't remember exactly, but it was a hot minute for sure.
Yeah, they didn't give her much of a shot and then started going back and saying we want somebody with healthcare experience. And so that whole project, I don't think got the incubation time that it should have. But Chris, what was your headline of the year? I'm anxious to hear.
I don't think this one will surprise many people. And yes, it is always hard to follow David Brown. I will second that statement. Mine is Walmart publicly announcing they're rolling out electronic shelf labels. We awarded last week's OmniStar for the month of December to Bala Prasanna for his work on the project. And, you and I, Ann, have long been a fan of electronic shelf labels. And the fact that Walmart is publicly saying that they're going to 500 stores with them, it shows that the concept has arrived. And then you've got Schnucks, which we did the video tour of their flagship store down in St. Louis. They've got them deployed in virtually almost every store, if I'm not mistaken. That might not be exactly right, but large majority of the chain has them as well. So they're seeing their day in the sun. I think that's finally because retail is realizing that there's so much value in the 1 + 1 = 3 value equation that they can create beyond just, streamlining the operations of taking prices up and down. That's a part of it, but there's so much more that they can do too.
Yeah, I love that headline call out. I think that's, really giving the go ahead for the rest of the industry. Now that Walmart's kind of given the pass there, I think that it's now something that the rest of the industry has to pay attention to, or at least explore too. I had another headline with no commonalities right now. I said that my headline of the year was actually last week's headline about NRF retracting the organized retail crime statistics. Oh my gosh, I can't even say it. I think that while sustainability was lacking in coverage this year, I think, organized retail crime was on the opposite end of the spectrum. I think we heard so much about that this year. It was pounded into retailers' heads and kind of gave retailers a pass to say like, it's not that, it's not our fault. We can't do anything to prevent crime. It's really these organized retail crime groups that are just like coming in and like taking things out. Media was really behind it. TikTok was behind it. And I think that now having NRF retract that information and say, oh, it's actually not as much as we thought it was, really puts the onus on some retailers as we head into 2024 to try to resolve some of those issues. So that's my 2024 prediction.
That's crazy. That headline happened last week. That's nuts.
I know.
That's that impactful to you, huh? It seems like it. I mean, all the talk in Congress and everything this week around this whole issue that Daphne Holland brought up. Like it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, unbelievable.